Hi, I'm Tony with Timeless Cottage Gifts, and I want to show you how I painted the Hobby Lobby Snowman. They come like this. This year, they come wider. Here's a wider one. The previous years, they were kind of rounded. So we're going to work on the more square one. What I take is soft black. Soft black. I want to make sure I'm in the shot the whole time. So I'm going to follow this line right here. I drew this one and I traced them onto vellum. Took my graphite paper and traced it. This is the part right here. And I traced it onto the snowman. I painted him winter blue. This is the winter blue. And that's what I did so far. And this is the porcelain Hobby Lobby Snowman. So let's go ahead, and he needs another coat. The underside right here and right here. And I'm going to paint that little portion lamp black. Epic script liner, just because that spot is really small. And get the sides, because the sides are important on these pieces because they're so thick. And I'm going to do one more coat for the hat. I think I'm going to take a lighter gray. I'm going to use gray sky. And I'm going to separate the back of the hat, or the underneath part of the hat, from the front. I'm going to float it. And under here, I'm going to take Payne's Gray and shade his head from the hat. His hat has a ribbon, So I'm going to just draw it with my chalk pencil. And I'm going to undercoat it with Melon. And my little number 2 right here, a flat shader. So it goes right here. Now, what you do is you take the snow white, the titanium white, while I'm waiting for that hat to dry, and I will take my Dynasty, the 12-200, it's a dry brush from Dynasty, and I'm going to dry brush. So I'm going to get a lot of my paint out of my brush, and I'm just going to dry brush. Now right here you can choose the amount of white you want. If you want your snowman to be a little bit more blue, you would use less white. But if you want him to be really white, well, you might put a lot of this on. Or you could have just painted him white and shaded around. Just take a break from that for a minute because I'm starting to get a hole right there. I'm gonna deepen this shading around the hat. So I'm gonna take it right here. Now watermelon slice for the hat band. Okay, I'm going to shade around here. Around here. Take the black, the lamp black, and shade up like this. It'll go right through. And this way too. There. Now I'm going to draw on the scarf. I'll put it right here, and then maybe right around here. And the scarf. Let's just put the scarf like that. So you got, I mean, I could trace it. If I wanted to trace it, I could. But I'm just gonna just draw it on. And that color is Hauser Light Green. I'll stick with my number 2 flat and just and halfway through, I'm just going to shade on a center, a little shade on the scarf. And also down the center of this part of the scarf. Now let's trace on the eyes. I got a glare. Okay. I'm gonna use this paint marker. The Artistro, it's an extra fine, and I'm just going to okay. And Canyon Orange for the nose. The way I do it is I just, until it gets too tiny, and now for the mouth. What I do is I get my black paint kind of watery, then I rinse out my brush completely and take out all the water as much as I can with my fingers. Then I roll it into the paint, do a couple of strokes to make sure it's light, because I like my smiles very thin. Okay, I made his scarf a little wider. I thought it was too narrow. I'm going to redo the portion of the scarf. So I am going to dip my paintbrush into Plantation Pine. And then on either end of the scarf right here, or where the flap for the scarf is, I'm going to indicate where it's at. So it's right here. That's one end, and that's the other end, right there. And then of course, that portion goes all the way here. I have to wait for that to dry before I do anything else. So let's go into the eyes. I'm going to take my Payne's Gray and go around the eyes right here. And here. Okay. I'd like to use my mop. Back in right here. Let's do here. For the eyes, I'm going to take a corner load of the white, and I'm going to just gently put in a little tiny shade of the white inside his eyes, just a little bit. Going to take my Epic script liner. I think I should have used a wet palette. My paint keeps drying up on me. Ooh. Line right there. Just a highlight right here, highlight right here. Okay, I'm going to paint the eyelashes. I'm going to get my black paint with my liner brush, and I want to get it so that it's very thin. So I'm going to take a couple brush strokes over here. And where this line is, I'm going to follow it and flip it up. Same thing on the other side. Where my line is right here, I'm going to follow it and flip it up. There's lashes. And I also can put in like a couple little eyebrows. Just follow that line right down here. There's some little eyebrows. All right, my brush is clean. And I'm going to take the white paint and I'll make, just in white, a line here, a line here, and a line here. So I'll take my watermelon slice, this little guy right here. He has some twig arms and they're making a little heart. So what I'll do is I'm going to trace them on using my pattern that I drew. And I'm just going to make some little lines like a twig. Well, they sometimes go a bit fatter and skinnier. Take bleached sand and just kind of highlight where we put the darker. Just like kind of highlight it. Doesn't take much, it's really small, so now for the nose, I'm going to take a darker color. So the nose was Canyon Orange. I'm going to take Persimmon and I'm going to make a few streaks inside the nose. Let's take some of our Hauser light green and make some fringe for our scarf. And then just make just little strokes. Now when you get that in, you're going to dry that. And then take some of the white. And while we have the green out, while we're waiting for that to dry, let's take our white and let's make some strokes. Just a few. For our greenery. We're undercoating the greenery. Just a little bit. Now back into our light green, and let's put it back here. Now let's get some darker green. So I'm going to take Plantation Pine. Now let's take our Hauser. Let's start with our Plantation Pine. And we'll go up here and just make some little marks here. Let's take the light green. Can you see? I'll bring it closer to me, okay. Take the Plantation Pine and make a few streaks inside there. And if you don't think it's showing up enough, you can put some white in there, just a few. Kind of highlights them. And then put in 3 dip dots in white as an undercoat. And dry those. Okay, I'm going to go back into my Plantation Pine. And my gray sky. And I'm going to ever so lightly highlight the top of that carrot. Put on some black buttons. And I take a stylus, you could take a brush, and I don't make them perfectly round. I go for square. And now he needs some cheeks. So I'm going to take the watermelon slice, and get it really light. I don't want these cheeks crazy. So I'm going to start under the scarf right here and just work it. I don't want to get into my buttons. Okay, then take a little bit of white. Oh, I smeared it. Okay, I just erased it with my, what is this? Mono knock eraser. And then at this point, I can go back into my dry brush and I can go ahead and like cover up anything. You can dry brush or you can stipple it. And I'm going to take Citron Green, a lighter green. There's just 3 values of green. You don't have to use the ones I'm using. It's just, I do a lot of patterns, and a lot of the artists, they choose the Americana paints, the ones I follow, and that's why I have a lot of them. So on the other side of the shade, I'm going to highlight. I'm going to highlight right here. Right here. I'm thinking maybe there as well. Under my coal buttons, I'm going to take the Payne's Gray again, my shading color for my snowman. Get a little bit of it. I'm going to go under them. And up the sides. Let's do this more. Okay. And I'm going to take the white and do the top around the buttons. So I'm going to highlight the tops. And I'll take a Q-tip, dip in my water, and I got a little bit on my coal right here. They don't want on it. And then just the tiniest little highlight. On each one. Take a little bit of the milk chocolate. You don't need to do this, but get some lines in the carrot. Okay. And take a little white. Should wait. And Payne's Gray. I know I'm skipping around a lot, and I'm really sorry. So what I'm doing is I'm underneath, I'm shading with the Payne's Gray, and on top of each feature, like his mouth, his nose, his eyes. Well, the eyes, I have the side and underneath, the side and underneath. And then I'll take the white and I'll go here and here, just to make his eyes look a little sunken in, and just go over and play with it. And if I don't like I got some right there. Okay. Now I'm going to take the watermelon slice and I'm going to go over the top of the berries. This is berries on there. I'm going to dry those before I do anything else. I should have probably did that last. So as you can see, I have a little snowflake. And all I did was I took one line, another, here, and here. And I pretty much did a lot of dip dotting. So I take my stylus and go into the white. My line a little darker because you can't really see it too well. And let's put some dots on the berries on his hat. So go into the Plantation Pine, and right here, you want to shade that underneath there. Stay out of the dots. Now what I do is I take the extreme glitter paint, this one here. You can, this one's Folk Art, extreme glitter. They have a lot of them. There's just a ton. You can even do a blue one, that might be pretty. And I take my brush and inside the heart, I do the extreme glitter. Oh, I forgot I also have a little snowflake right here. Okay, I thought I was recording. And I wasn't, so I just want to show you what I did. I did a dry brush of white, and I went in here to get a little more white if I wanted more white in there. I just did, you can dry brush it, or you can stipple it like this. Just anywhere you want to get more white. I also did a little stippling on the cheeks. And I took my angle shader and I shaded with gray sky right around here so he could have a top to his hat. I varnished it and put the jewels on. That's pretty much all I did. And this is what they look like. You can get the Hobby Lobby Snowman. They come like this, and they turn out to look like this. Huh. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.